Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Gianna and I love to read books. Today I figured we'd go over books that are very underhyped and deserve more love and are on KU. I personally love books that are on KU because girl math, they're free. Let me get our first book. If you are looking for a romantasy, I would highly suggest Of Ice and Villains by Veronica Lancet. This is not like every other book that you've read. This has a very unique premise. Our FMC is kind of stranded on the streets. Our MMC sees her and he's like, she needs rescuing. The problem is everyone that looks at her falls in love with her. And in turn, this love turns to lust, and you get where I'm going with that? Our MMC seems to be the only one that she doesn't have this effect on. She essentially doesn't know what to do. She's kind of lost in this world. So he's like, stay at my house and I will take care of you. You can clean. You can be the maid. And that's essentially what she does. But things start getting weirder. So let me read this because our MMC is also a serial unaliver. It says he wants to kill her. She can't die. When a serial killer, Marlo Spencer Astor, stumbles upon Minnie, who was our FMC, a mysterious homeless girl, he thinks he's found the perfect next victim. But soon, odd things start happening around her. Technology glitches, time stands still, and every man who sees her becomes instantly obsessed with her. He may want to strangle her most days, but he also wants to feed her, take care of her, and kill every man who even looks in her direction. Just as Marlo recognizes there is something seriously wrong with his new captive, he becomes involved in an ancient battle between gods and demons that threatens the very fabric of the universe. And he realizes that this homeless girl is actually very, very powerful. So because he's a serial unaliver, he sees her as his victim because she's homeless. He's like, let me take her into my home and I will plan out this next attack. This had me cracking up. She essentially doesn't know how to speak in like normal terms. So it's very comical too. Yeah, I just don't hear many people talk about this, but 10 out of 10. Okay, 2 series that are on KU that I am obsessed with and that are kind of interconnected. So we meet characters in the first series, which is Anesthetic by C.M. Radcliffe. This is a 3-book series, Anesthetic, Inertia, and Antidote. Are these covers the cutest thing ever? No. They could be cuter. However, you meet characters in this series that are also in the In Vain series by C.M. Radcliffe, and it starts with Opium Skies, and it's 4 books, equally as short though. Like, look at this. You can read this in one sitting, I promise. If you want toxic romance that is a bit darker, and by darker I mean heavy themes. There's a lot of addiction, there's a lot of mental health, and just toxic love. So in this series, which is the Dazed series, our FMC is at home and all of a sudden her mom introduces her to someone new in the home, and it is her foster brother. And they are now going to high school together. And he notices that she is kind of dealing with a lot of things internally, and she's turning to drugs to deal with these things. In order to save her, he kind of takes himself down with her, and it is very toxic. It is very back and forth. This is a page turner. I could not put these down. We do have a very happy ending, which was gorgeous. And then at the end of this, we met the characters in this series. And this is the In Vain series. And this follows our FMC, who's kind of dealing with a lot of mental health things. And they are just drawn to each other. And it is this like cat and mouse game that is delectable. This one gets much darker. His addiction, he hits rock bottom. And by rock bottom, I mean homeless, on the streets, addicted to drugs, and she is still wanting the best for him. This is also the most gorgeous love story. Super, super addictive. You meet characters in this one that are in this one. If you are looking for a dark romance, captive romance, Twist Me. This is 3 books total. This is the omnibus of Twist Me. This is gorgeous. Let me just read the back. It says, on the eve of her 18th birthday, Nora meets Julian and her life changes forever. Stolen away to a private island, she finds herself at the mercy of a powerful, dangerous man whose touch makes her burn. A man whose obsession with her knows no bounds. Her captor is as cruel as he is beautiful, yet it's his tenderness that devastates her most. Drawn into his violent world, Nora must find a way to adapt and survive and find light within the darkness. You guys, this man, he's not good, okay? Red Flag City, but he takes her to a private island. Okay, he stocks her with books. He has a private chef for her. She has an entire island just for her and him. I mean, I say that's romantic. I don't know about you, but his world is very dark. There's people that are trying to get revenge, trying to plot against him, and she gets twisted up in this entire world, essentially. I love their love story. If you like the hurt comfort trope, if you like captor captive, if you need a dark romance that is extremely bingeable, this is it. Keeping on the dark romance theme, we have Did They Break You by KB Rose. Okay, if you've been here for more than 2 seconds or follow me anywhere else, you know KB is my favorite author of all time. Let's just read the back real quick. It says, Remy Ocean is broken. With her oversized hoodies, orange hair, and that go F yourself smile, it's obvious. And I know why. It's my fault. It's our fault. Something bad happened to Remy, and I'm the one who effing did it. Okay, this is dark. If you're new to dark romance, please don't start with this. This is if you are already well-versed in dark romance, because the themes in here are extremely dark. Essentially, our FMC Remy was with this guy. He let something very bad happen to her that involved his friends and him in the woods. And she is just kind of turning to self-harm to deal with all this pain that she has internally. But when she gets to college, she finds out that her ex-man is now at college too, and he cannot seem to let her go. And she kind of can't seem to let him go either. So it gets very toxic, very messy, very dark. This couch scene with our 2 main characters and his best friend had me blushing. Every character in here is morally black, and I'm okay with that. Please do not read this if you do not like dark romance, and if you are new to dark romance. For some reason, I do not have the book that I'm talking about, but I do have the second book. The first book is Born for Silk by Nikki Harris. Think Handmaid's Tale, but make it dystopian and make it kind of sci-fi. Our FMC is taught from a very young age that she needs to be an asset to the cradle, which is this kingdom that is keeping everyone safe. So she is raised as a handmaid, but instead of calling them handmaids, they call them silk girls. The king sees her and he's like, I'm going to make her mine. But she's very naive. She doesn't really understand what's going on, but she starts to catch feelings for the king because she's like, I can't do this. I can't have a kid and let the kid go to the cradle, which is the kingdom. This man changes the rules, changes the laws just for her. And one man looks at her and he unalives them. This is such an interesting storyline. I would go in relatively blind. Let me see if I can get a synopsis real quick. Yeah, so it says a common human bred to adorn and pleasure him and to provide for the cradle with healthy babies for the trade. This is her meaningful purpose, but the king is more monster than man. The heir of the genetically engineered breed, he was designed to survive and rule this new world. King Rome has a heart as black as his giant pet eagle's wings and a singular obsession to reign. That stands until one day Aster puts her tiny human hand in his. But love is not a virtue in the cradle, because nothing could be more dangerous to the regime than having its merciless king fall in love with a common girl born for silk. I now need to read Born for Lace. This is on my TBR for next month, and I cannot wait to get to it. But those are some books that I would highly suggest you download on KU and get to and add to your TBR if you have not yet already read those. And I have so many fun videos planned for June. Go book shopping, do a 24-hour readathon. If you have any ideas or things that you want to see from me or have me yap about, please let me know. And if you want to connect with me on a daily basis on any other platforms, I will leave the links below. And that is all from me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.